Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is Father Marcus from the Costa Blanca Anglican Chaplaincy, and I'm delighted that you're spending some time and we're able to communicate like this. I'm humbled by your presence, I really am. It seems as if my sermon on Sunday, which I did put up onto YouTube, and my letter, the offering that I sent out on Tuesday, has really struck a chord with many of you, because so many of you have got in contact and expressed your appreciation. So thank you for that. I'm humbled. And also asked me if I would like to unpack it a little bit further, because some of the words are very powerful, so you say. So thank you for that. So yes, I will do that. I will spend a couple of videos just trying to unpack a little bit of what I said, because there was a lot in there. So let's just crack on, shall we? I spoke at the beginning about just trying to understand who we are, and I said that we were an awesome creation, wonderfully and fearfully made. Now, that wonderfully and fearfully made comes from Psalm 139. It's a powerful and beautiful psalm, and I'm going to unpack that a little bit later on in this series. But the first thing about being an awesome creation, you, whether you know it or whether you don't, are the most awesome thing. You really are an incredible piece of beautiful organism. You really are. I could spend hours on this. I worked in operating theatres for a year. I worked in the whole place, and it's incredible what the human being does and can do. It's a brilliant thing. It really is. Just to get us going, quite a lot of what's going on is subconscious. The fact that we're breathing, the fact that our heart is beating, the fact that our blood is going around our veins, the fact that our kidneys are functioning and working as they should, or working as best they can, the fact that our liver knows what the liver's doing, the fact that the heart just pumps non-stop, morning, noon and night, all through your life, it's incredible. The fact that we manage to eat a whole range of stuff, some of it great, some of it dreadful, and our body just manages to take the nutrients and the things that we need out of it and then turn the rest into waste. It's incredible. The fact that we grow from a tiny cell into a great big wonderful human being, and then we know when the body knows when to stop growing. The fact that we can see, the fact that we can hear, the fact that we can taste, the smell and touch. There is so much going on, and we haven't even started thinking about thinking and the mind and the capacity to remember and to recall and to differentiate. The fact that we can have an imagination and think of things, the fact that we know that we exist, the fact that we can understand concepts that are enormous, the fact that we can relate to one another, the fact that we can speak, some people, not me, a range of different languages and get it all right in our minds at the same time, the fact that we can recall events that happened to us a lifetime ago, and also the fact that we can forget things, the fact that we can shed some of the things that we don't need anymore. The mind is incredible. The brain is beyond our imagination all the time. The body is nothing could beat it. You cut yourself and it heals itself. You break a bone and it nicks back together again. You get an infection and your body fights that infection, and then it stores antibodies in case you get it again. Yes, we are awesome creations, and I use that word creations advisedly, because I don't think for a second that we and the whole of our creation just evolved out of accident, for nothing, for no purpose, for no reason. It just did its own thing. I look at you and I can't for a second think that you just happened. You're there, and there is something that brings about your being. And as I said last time, you are created in order that you can be loved. Yes, you are awesome, an awesome creation. And you are made in the image of God. And people wanted me to unpack that a little bit. I am a child of God, I said, made in his image. Yes, we are a child of God, because Jesus teaches us that we call him our Father. And because we call God our Father, then we are all brothers and sisters. And I say that again in humility, and I say it again in love. But there is something that binds us all together. And part of that thing that binds us is that we all come from God, and eventually we will all return to God. I believe that. I believe that. And I say that, yes, we are made in his image. It doesn't mean to say that you've got a face that looks like God. It doesn't say that God looks like, oh, poor God doesn't look like me. I hope he doesn't look like me. Oh, good, doesn't he? But what it means is, you see, thankfully for you, there isn't another of me anywhere. There isn't another of me. There might be people who look similar, but there's no... Each of us are different. There's not another one of you anywhere. Each of us is different, absolutely different, all across the world, all through history. There's never been another person exactly like you. God made us all as individuals. And there is only one God. And because there's only one God, then God is unique. And because there's only one of you, then you are unique. And that's what it means to be made in the image of God, that we are unique. And we represent something of his uniqueness. And I believe that, as I said, that we come from him and that we go back to him. So I want to unpack that a little bit more. I also said that even if we don't get it, our bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit. There is something divine about us, and something divine that lives within us. There is something sacred about you and I. Sometimes people struggle with this idea, and they like to think that we have to play a part in bringing that about. I don't think that's the case. I think God is the one who takes the initiative time and time again, and he dwells within us whether we know it or not, and whether we like it or not. But that poses a few more questions. Of course it does. What about people who don't seem to fit in the realm that we have of our understanding of either being unique or being made in the image of God? What about those who do dreadful things? And some people do absolutely dreadful things. And what about the people who have got some sort of disability? Or what about the people who are starving or very poorly or homeless or outcast? Are they all made in the image of God? Well, yes, they are. Even the people who do dreadful things are made in the image of God because they are unique. And even the people who are starving and the people who are desperately ill, they are also made in the image of God. And perhaps it's not until we appreciate and value the uniqueness and the fact that each human being is made in the image of God that we can make a difference. Because if we truly believed that every child was made in the image of God, then there would be no starving children, because we would make sure that we fed them. And if we made sure that everybody who we believed was unique and was made in the image of God, there wouldn't be homeless people, because we would care for them and we would make sure that they were treated with respect. Everybody should be treated with respect and cared for. And maybe there wouldn't be people who were outcasts, because we would include them and we would embrace them. And we would share what we had with those who were in need. And maybe there wouldn't be so many criminals, because people would know that they were loved and that they were valued and they had what they needed. Utopia, perhaps. Idealism, definitely. But the alternative is thinking we're better than anybody else. And we might think that, but God doesn't. So let's give thanks to God for the blessings that he gives to us, the gifts that he gives to us. And let's give thanks to the fact that we too are gifts to others. And let's treat people with the respect and the love that they deserve, because that person is unique. It doesn't mean to say that they're good. They make their own choices. It doesn't mean to say that we have to like them, because we make our own choices. but it does mean that we need to honour them for who they are. So bless you, bless you, bless you. And until next time, when I shall carry on, I'll see you then. Bye now.